All right, here he is right here. Our man, Mr. Triple Double Russell Westbrook. Mr. Double Triple Double with bacon and cheese Russell Westbrook. And everybody hates him. No team has signed Russell Westbrook as of yet. He did come out of the Nuggets team. The Nuggets didn't re sign him, so he's on the free agency market trying to find his new home. And people don't actually hate Russell Westbrook. I've never heard one teammate in Westbrook's entire career say that Russell Westbrook's a bad teammate, and that goes for Kevin Durant as well. Kevin Durant, of course, left OKC because he knew, and we all knew, that he wasn't going to be able to win a championship with Russell Westbrook as his number two option, his running mate, and sadly, no teammate of Russell Westbrook's has had any success with Russell Westbrook as their number two option or the number three option on a team. He did really well in his sixth man role with the Denver Nuggets. I feel like that was kind of his best role at this point in his career, as being the sixth man. And people are kind of wondering if this is it for Russell Westbrook, if he's going to retire. I really doubt that's going to happen. I feel like Russell Westbrook is going to get signed to another team. And again, I feel like he'll do have his best impact in that sixth man type of role at this point in his career. But first things first, Russell Westbrook is 17 seasons deep in his career. And it's been really impressive, honestly. He did have the triple double he averaged. He had all sorts of other impressive seasons. I think he averaged a triple double multiple times, and he won his MVP in, was it 2017 or so, when he averaged a triple double for the first time. So I love Russell Westbrook. A lot of basketball fans love Russell Westbrook as well. You'd have the people that hate on him, call him Russell Westbrook, this and that. He's not a good shooter, that's fair to say, but the passion Russell Westbrook plays the game with can definitely be appreciated. And a lot of guys play the game with passion, but they're not nearly as skilled as Westbrook and can't put up the numbers Westbrook can. But with that being said, Westbrook's talent, his multitude of different talents, and his passion is kind of what's held him back in his career. He's so good that he can't really take a back seat and not be a superstar player, but he's not a specialist in one area where he's like a great three-point shooter. He's definitely not that. He's not a great floor general. We'll get into the numbers in a second here. If you think he is a great floor general, we'll get into the numbers of why he's not. Again, not to hate on Westbrook. I love Russell, but he's not a great, I guess you could say he's a pretty great rebounder for a 6'4 guard, but not a great mid-range shooter. He was a great finisher at the basket in his younger years, but again, he's not just a specialist in one area. He's so good across all these different areas of the game that it's hard for him to take a step back into a lesser role, especially when he was so used to being the superstar player he was. But with that being said, he was really great in his sixth man role with Denver. I was kind of surprised he didn't stay on Denver. I guess Denver thought the same thing all the NBA teams Russell Westbrook's ever been on was thinking, and they decided we're not able to plug Russell Westbrook into a winning format. But with that being said, I do think Russell Westbrook, his best bet at this point in his career is being a sixth man for some other team. And like I was saying before, it's just impressive. His body held up for 17 seasons so far, especially with his play style. So, I'm just glad to see Westbrook being healthy at this point in his career. And like I was saying, I do think he'll get signed to another team and kind of play that sixth man role. I think that's what his skill set is best set to do at this point in his career. But just last season, 2024-25 season, Westbrook averaged 13 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and that was in 28 minutes. So again, I think that's his best role. Just be a sixth man, come off the bench like he was doing for Denver. That's solid numbers: 13 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds in 28 minutes. A lot of teams would take that coming off the bench as a sixth man type of player, but it's more Westbrook's decision making. It's never really changed throughout his entire career. When he was young, even last season, he's just like a wrecking ball coming down the lane almost. It's improved a little bit, I guess, but his assist to turnover ratio is still the same. He's 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. So if he gave you 10 assists, he's going to have 5 turnovers to go along with his 10 assists. And just to be honest, it's just not good. It's not good numbers for a floor general. I think Tyrese Halliburton, for example, he's like 5-to-1 or 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. So if Tyrese Halliburton gives you 12 dimes, will probably have 3 turnovers with his 12 dimes. And that's kind of the best floor general in the NBA, just to compare Russell Westbrook to that. But again, the 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio is just really, really bad for a point guard. Westbrook is more of like a shooting guard at this point in his career with the way they play him, but him coming off the bench, that sixth man role is the best place to put him at this point in his career, in my opinion. But his turnover ratio, it just isn't good. His only one season in the NBA, I think it was just last year or the year before, he averaged 2.5 turnovers a game, and that was the only one season his entire career where he averaged less than 3 turnovers per game. So he's always been really turnover prone. He plays that just wrecking ball style of basketball that we love to watch, but 17 years straight, it just hasn't been conducive to winning. And I think kind of all the teams in the NBA are starting to kind of decide that Westbrook is not going to fit into a winning format because, like I was saying, he's not a 3-point specialist. He's not a great defender. A lot of teams in the NBA today are just looking for that 3-and-D style player, and Russell Westbrook can't do that for you. He can't run your second unit off the bench very well with that 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. He doesn't take great care of the basketball. But again, in my opinion, he's still a solid sixth man to run your second unit off the bench. You just kind of have to take the good with the bad if you're going to have Russell Westbrook on your team. But he shot 45% from the field last season. He was 32% from the 3-point line. And that's where it just gets tough. Russell Westbrook, I think he shot 35% from the 3-point line just one season in his career, and 35% would basically be league average. So just one season in his career, he was league average. Every other season, he's been just a poor 3-point shooter, right around 30%, 32% last season. So teams can't really use that, especially in the modern NBA. If you can't knock down the three ball, you have to be basically an elite rebounder, maybe an elite perimeter defender, an elite interior defender. And Russell Westbrook, he's not an elite perimeter defender. He's still solid. He can pull his shorts up and play pretty solid defense one-on-one at the point of attack out on the perimeter, but he's not a good team defender. He loses focus a lot of the time. People will get backdoor cuts behind Russ. He's not great at navigating screens once somebody sets a screen on him. But I will give him, he's decent as just a one-on-one defender, defending like an isolation out on the perimeter. But with Russ not being signed at this point, people have been kind of worried. It's been going around that he may be retiring. I don't think that's from anybody close to Russell Westbrook that's heard that from anybody in Russell Westbrook's camp or heard that from Russell Westbrook himself, but people have been throwing that rumor around with him playing such an athletic style of basketball for 17 seasons straight. And also, like I was saying, with teams around the league all kind of seeming to come to the conclusion that we can't plug Russell Westbrook in to our team that's just about to contend for a championship. If you're like a perennial playoff team, basically if you're a team that has like a winning culture and you're trying to advance in a winning direction for your future, teams, it sounds mean, but teams are deciding they can't move in a winning direction with this man Russell Westbrook. And it's just sad because, again, like I was saying, I've never heard any of Russell Westbrook's teammates say he's not a great teammate. Even Kevin Durant never trashed Russell Westbrook or said anything bad about him. I don't know for a fact, but I think Kevin Durant thought Russell Westbrook was a great teammate. Russell Westbrook he's not a selfish guy or a ball hog or anything like that. He loves to share the ball with his teammates. Just he gets into that tunnel vision state of mind, I guess. He thinks just going to the rim as hard as he can, playing 100 miles an hour is the best way for him to help his team win, and sometimes it is, but he just can't gear it back and can't be like a number two option, can't be a leading point guard on on a championship contending team, or even honestly like a winning team at this point in his career. So in my opinion, I think he will get signed. I think he can get signed to kind of like a bottom feeder team, to be totally honest. Unfortunately, I think the whole NBA has kind of decided as a whole we can't plug Russell Westbrook onto our playoff contending team, or especially not onto a championship contending team at this time, and have him have him help us get closer to the championship. Again, when he was on Denver last season, I thought he did a lot of good things for the Denver Nuggets. I thought he was really helpful playing that kind of sixth man role off of the bench. But, if Denver thought the same thing and they thought Russell Westbrook was that helpful to the team, they would have re signed him. But they didn't re sign him, so that kind of just speaks for itself. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. Please let me know what you think about Russell Westbrook. Again, I think he will get signed to another team to possibly play that sixth man style role, or maybe just come in off the bench and play 20, 25 minutes and just bring some energy in off the bench. But I think the NBA as a whole has decided Russell Westbrook's not going to be that guy that's going to help you have more success in the playoffs or help get you closer to a championship. But please like and subscribe. We'll see y'all for the next one.